Hey friends, so a very quick video today, and I was going to add it to my Google UX course part 4 review, but I think it's both universal enough and also important enough to actually deserve its own video. So here's the story. Yesterday I got a message from Monica. She's an aspiring UX designer and is also taking the Google UX course. And long story short, she created her assignment, uploaded it, and then waited for some time to get it reviewed. And then sometime later she came back to review assignments of other people. And to her surprise, somebody took her PDF, her assignment, changed the name of the file and uploaded it as their own. And when it came to grading, she actually found her own work as somebody else's. So yes, somebody downloaded her project, changed the name, uploaded it as their own to pass the course quicker or to avoid doing any work. I don't know, it's just kind of crazy, right? Knowing that all you have to do in the later part of the courses are those peer graded assignments and then you're gonna pass and you're gonna get 100%, we're seeing something pretty dangerous happening here actually. Sadly, I don't think that it's an isolated incident. I think that many people craving that certificate right now are actually probably doing the same thing, which is very bad for the value of the certificate at the end. One of the submissions that I found myself was a PDF with these words: "Please let me pass this, I'm just checking out the course." So like no assignment there, nothing really was done, just somebody trying to cheat their way through the course as well. And I gave it 0 points, but I think that there are many people who would let something like this pass because they would be afraid that that same person was gonna grade them and give them a low score. Okay, but why? What's the point? Now, there are two potential reasons that certificate is actually important to them. The first one is simple. They already know what they're doing, they've been designing for some time, they know the wireframes, the flows and all that. So they just want to quickly get the certificate to maybe get a better job, but they do understand the design. And assuming there's gonna be a high demand for the certificate holders, they will get the job and probably nobody will ever know that they cheated their way to a certificate. But in reality, I think that's the minority of the cheaters. The majority is likely people who have no skills, no motivation and no ambition, and they just want to cheat their way to the certificate and then to a job, and then they're gonna kind of try to figure it out as they go. It's kind of like stealing somebody else's portfolio, showing it as your own and then getting a job because of that. And sadly, after that many years in the industry, I also have some sad stories on that to tell. So let's tell them. A pretty recent one is somebody stealing the designs from the Hype4 website and then putting them on their own Dribble and then applying to some jobs. But I guess they were unlucky because in one of the companies there actually was somebody who knew about us, who knew my work and knew about Hype4, and they basically recognized the style and the projects themselves maybe even. So instead of hiring that person, they reported them to Dribble, notified me, and we had a laugh about it. But yeah, it's kind of like apparently stuff like that happens quite often. And another story was from our hiring process many years ago. We hired somebody based on her portfolio and we really loved that portfolio. We were like super impressed, especially back then when there weren't as many designers in the field, and finding somebody with a great portfolio like that was really something. So we were so impressed, we decided to take her on to a fully paid monthly testing period. So she came into the company and we gave her a very simple client project. But on the very first day, we actually noticed that something is wrong, because the outcome that she was producing was basically like somebody who's never done design before. Like she knew a little bit about the tools, she knew how to move the rectangles, but the stuff that she was doing was just beyond horrible. One funny example is a time selector that had a separate field for every number, kind of like this. And yeah, that was pretty freaky. So after that first day, after reviewing what she's done, we realized our mistake, and I basically told her that we are gonna honor the agreement and we're gonna pay her for the full month, but we don't want her to come back the next day. And of course we could have argued, we could have suspended the payment or just do something about it, but we wanted to have a little reminder to actually be more thorough in the checking of new potential employees at Hype4. And luckily since then something like that has never happened again. Guys, this is not how you become a great designer. Cheating is just wrong. It's not how you progress, and this is one industry where fake it till you make it really doesn't apply. And I think partially that might be due to a misconception of what the value in a certificate is. Because those videos, reading materials, and quizzes are there for a reason, and the reason is not the certificate, because the certificate is kind of like a make-believe fake paper, digital kind of representation of something that the more people actually have it, the less value it has. So the true value in it is the knowledge that you get from it, the understanding of the concepts that you can apply and build a larger portfolio. So what you learn is the value, not the certificate. And the more people cheat, chances are more companies are gonna be actually turned off by the certificate. They're gonna see the certificate and they're gonna say, yeah, probably they cheated, so let's not even take them into account here. And that might be really bad for people thinking about getting a job using that certificate. The value of the certificate is directly connected to how easy it is to cheat to get it. So if something is very difficult to cheat at, the value is instantly higher. And the more and more stories like that begin to emerge, it's gonna be of lower and lower values. So basically those few cheaters are destroying it for everybody else. I still believe Google should be grading those assignments themselves. Even if the course was a little bit more expensive, it still would be a much better outcome. And then employers looking for UX designers that finish the course will know that they were actually graded by somebody who has experience in it, not by their peers that were sometimes afraid to give them a lower score because they might have been getting a lower score themselves as well. So do the work if you want to be great. There's no other way. And it's really not about talent, because all you need to become a UX designer is logic and critical thinking. That's something that you need to start with, but then all of the skills and all of the knowledge can be pretty much improved over time. So the more time you put into it, the more dedication, it's just gonna make you better, and it makes everybody better who puts in that time. And it's not even rocket science, guys. We're just moving rectangles around based on some very basic, very simple research. And really, we're not curing diseases here, we're not sending people to the moon. Our jobs aren't even that important in like the bigger scale of things, but they are very well paid, so we should appreciate that, and we should move those rectangles without cheating. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if you have found any evidence of people cheating in courses, classes, and so on. I'm really interested to hear those. Cheers.